Everyone, now hold your breath for 5 seconds. Ready? Now imagine the world without bees. No honey, no chocolate, no strawberry, and the flowers gone forever. Sounds scary and so crazy, right? So through this imagination, we could see the the importance of bees, that although they are just tiny creatures, they have done so huge job for our planet. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is NHảo NG, and the reason why I'm standing here today is because I want to share with you some of my opinions and as well as the discussion about the topic Save the Bees. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you a story. When I was small, I used to really scare of bees. Well, actually right now I'm still scared of them. Whenever I see the bee, I just ran away, and yeah, even when I was smaller, I even cry loudly. And I think that when the bees hear my loudness, yes, that they heard. I thought that the bees, when they heard that I am crying, they will run away. Well, it's just some of my childhood memories. One day, when I was in my family gardens, I saw a bee who was hovering on above the flowers. I think that they're doing some pollination or whatsoever. I'm so scared and I ran away as usual. But my grandfather stopped me and said that the bee is helping our garden to be so better. And then I learned that my grandfathers would say the truth. After when I was older, no, I mean when I grow older, yes, I learned that bees do some process called pollination that help move the pollen from flower to another flowers, which help flowers turn into some fruit and grow into the next stage of their evolution. Well, and after I learned that, I see that, well, although those creatures are tiny and I must say so small, but they carry such a huge job that contribute to some other convenience in our human life. Okay, so here I was to say about the topic again, save the bees. How can we do that? Firstly, I think that we could promote some campaigns that build bee living environment. We could encourage schools or some public facility, government, to build more garden, flower trees, because just like humans, bees also need food to survive. Therefore, we should do some environment like that, which have flowers pollens or anything that promote nectar and pollen for the bees to absorb them. Let me think for an example. So the bees do really like sunflowers, daisies, and other flowers, and we could promote schools or other public place to grow more flowers, to build a garden in their areas. And from this way, things students or other people could learn to love the environment, as well as to learn about the importance of bees. Then this is called a good promotion for all kind of people, from students to adults, from small young children to other people who is going to work, or as well as the elderly. So that's how this policy would help a lot. Now coming to the next point. Aside from like just made some environment that is suitable for bees, we also need to like reduce the chemical use. Like, you know, like pesticides or other harmful chemicals really harm animals. And here we say this like particularly for bees. Well, you know, the pesticides is really harmful for any kind of like creatures like animal, insects, and even plants. When we use pesticide, the harmful chemicals in it would harm our insect animals because it has some kind of like toxic substances. Alright, so not just animal but also human as us also get like affected from those chemicals. Therefore, we can see how harmful the impact is on the insect like bees. So in order to save the bees at the motion that we have in the beginning of the video, I think that we should like use some kind of like use less chemicals or use some alternative things instead of pesticide in order to save the environment as well as to save the bees. Alright, so maybe bees, as I say, are tiny creatures, but they have made and contributed a lot to our planet, which also contributed and foster our like human revolution, human convenience. Therefore, I think the next time when we see a bees, not just ignore it or run away like me. Let's remember they are some small workers who also help our planet to grow better. Okay, so I think the end of my speech today, and I hope you like it. Again, I'm really glad that you are still watching me here to this time. And I'm really appreciated, but I think it's time to say goodbye here. So, bye! See you in my next video. Goodbye!